Hello, my dears. It is the 1122 portal. As you know, we walk through the 1111 portal. Loves it. We love getting good news textually as soon as we go live on the YouTubes. So we walk through the 1111 portal, and now we are here at the 1122 portal. Okay? So I wanted to make this focusing on the messages that need to come through about love, because I've been feeling a lot of energy around love lately for all of us. And by love life, I don't necessarily mean like attracting a person into our lives. What I mean is attracting a person into our life, if that's what's happening for you, if that's what you're manifesting right now. But I feel like there's also a lot of focus around becoming the healthiest version of ourselves. Getting honest with ourselves about our attachment styles, the things that might hold us back in love. So, in thinking about our love life, we're also thinking very deeply about ourselves and how we show up in love situations. So, I wanted to see if there were any messages that wanted to come through tonight about the realm of love, about healing around love, the things that we're focusing on in ourselves that allow us to attract the healthiest kind of love, the kind of love that we want, the kind of love that we deserve. This has been a big focus of my life, and from the reactions that I've been getting to the love readings that I've been doing, I can see that it's happening with a lot of you too. So I think a lot of us just came out of a situation where we learned a lot about ourselves, and we learned a lot about the wounding that we still have in terms of love. So I wanted to see what the divine wants to bring our attention to around love. Because let's be real, like this is one of the so this is like, yay, I'm so glad you're here. Let's be real, this is one of the most important areas of our lives. If it doesn't matter to you, God bless, but like think about the sexual energy. It is the creative force that brought all of us into the world. When we think about romantic love, like it's what all the movies are about. It's what all the music is about. It's where so much beauty and creation comes from. And it's a focus of so much of our life. So I think if we're honest, our love lives are an extremely important element of our life. So I think that we're entering a place where we're getting really honest with ourselves and the people around us about who we are, what we know we deserve, and getting really intimate with the part that we ourselves play in the type of people that we attract. Taking accountability around how our love lives have gone thus far. And of course, coming from a place of ultimate love and kindness and softness and compassion with ourselves, but really holding ourselves accountable for why we attract the type of situations that we do. Every single love situation that you've ever been in, has had you involved in it. So again, this is coming from total kindness and love and compassion, but we really need to be honest with ourselves about what in us has perpetuated certain cycles in our love life. So, does my childhood wounding make it so that I attract? Yes, exactly. Every situation that we've ever been in with another person has involved us. So, and what an empowering mindset that is to take, so that we aren't just feeling like life is happening to us. These love situations are just happening to us and we have no control over it. Like, taking this accountability for the part that we play in our love lives is extremely empowering. We can now take the power back and say, okay, I see that I tend to attract avoidant people, let's say. So, what in me makes me an energetic vibrational match for an avoidant person over and over again? Maybe it's that there is some childhood wounding that needs to be addressed. Maybe it's that, you know, my nervous system needs to be paid attention to, and how to ground and take care of my nervous system. So that I talk a lot about this in my videos, where it's like the wounded nervous system prefers chaos that feels familiar over safety that is unfamiliar. We are back in our lizard brain from caveman times. Our nervous systems and our brains are trained to survival. So we are going to prefer what feels safe and familiar over what is healthy and unfamiliar. You see? So we have the King of Wands reversed. I'm going to let the cards speak for a little bit. So taking stock of what in us has been wounded. Maybe we have developed an anxious attachment style, and with all the love and compassion, like sometimes the way we have acted in anxious attachment can really suck the life out of a romantic connection. Have we attempted to mother a man without even realizing it? Like, I think as feminines, as women, we have this beautiful, nurturing, mothering instinct. And that really doesn't have much of a place in a romantic relationship. Nurturing, I love Margarita Nazarenko's videos. I'm obsessed with her and I learned so much from her. So like, there's a big difference between nurturing a man or nurturing our partner and parenting our partner. So like, the nurturer is loving and securely attached and grounded and will cook a beautiful meal and is like a safe place to be, listens to the person's problems. A mother role that we step into will be like controlling a person or making them feel inadequate in the ways that we seek to mother them, where it's like, this man, as she says, like, this man is 36 years old. He has gotten himself to live this long. He doesn't need you to make sure that he took his pills and wiped his butthole today. Like, leaving these things for him to take care of so that we can remain the sexy, light, like, yeah, yeah, exactly. When we step into a leading role. But this is the man's a more masculine energy. So and Margarita even mentions that she's like, the mothering role kind of counterintuitively is a very masculine energy. It seeks to control, it seeks to lead, and it all comes from a place of trying to feel safe. Like, you just want to have control over your environment, feel control with the people around you so that you feel safe, which is a totally human drive in us. But our work as women, and I feel like I'm talking to um, a specific person with a specific attachment style here, because I'm coming from a place of healing an anxious attachment style as well. So if you're resonating with me, you probably resonate with that, where it's like, as a child, I felt so little control, zero control over my environment. My primary caregivers were completely unstable and unreliable and did not support me emotionally at all. So that turned into, I need to feel total control over my environment, right? Which, you know, what do I want to say? The key here and our work as women is to heal our feminine energy, heal our nervous system, which is an ongoing practice, heal our attachment style, heal ourselves so that we have that safety within us, so we don't need to constantly search for that safety from another person, because that is going to always inevitably suck the life out of a romantic relationship. Wouldn't you want to enter a romantic relationship with a person who is whole and complete and grounded on their own, who doesn't look to you for all of their emotional safety? Like, who doesn't try to control you? You know, of course, we want to support each other in romantic relationships. We want to give each other emotional safety. But if we are leaning on a person for all of our emotional safety, that is not sustainable and not realistic. And it's going to wind up sucking the life out of a romantic relationship. So we have the King of Wands reversed, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, the 6 of Swords, very much the energy, and the 8 of Wands reversed. So what I'm seeing here is slowing things down. Literally, the only, out of these 4 cards, the only upright card is the 6 of Swords. This is going to safer shores energy. This is the energy of reparenting yourself, saving yourself, you know, knowing that there's work to be done and that a new way of doing things is on the horizon. Every other card that has come out here is reversed. So this is internal energy. We're looking to ourselves for the fulfillment and maybe the validation that we've been looking to other people for, probably for a really long time. Yeah, the Eight of Wands is all about, Eight of Wands reversed is all about slowing things down, knowing that now is not the time to be moving forward. We're entering, I don't know where you are in the world, but we are, where I am, entering feminine energy season. This is fall and winter. This is a time of the year when we slow down and we go within. Literally, we go within the house, and spiritually, we go within ourselves, so that we are reborn in masculine energy season, spring and summer, from a healthy, healed, like fully grounded place, knowing that we have allowed whatever to die within us needed to die so that we can be reborn totally new. So in terms of this reading here, what I'm seeing is getting really clear about what it is that you are manifesting. You know, I talk on my channel a lot. I'm very open about the fact that I am an alcoholic and addict in recovery. I've been in recovery for some years now, and one of the practices that we do in recovery is we do what's called a relationship ideal, which means that we sit down and literally list out, you know, most people probably in this circle wouldn't call it this, but we like manifest the exact type of person that we want. You know, you say, I want a man with a secure attachment style. I want him to be in therapy. I want him to be really healthy, tall, sexy. I want him to dress this type of way. Not really a whole, you know, more focused internally than externally. Of course, you can have your preferences, but like what I think this collective is on is like more of internal spiritual desires. Like, I want a man who is kind, generous, compassionate, healed a lot. So some of the energy that I'm seeing here is like getting really clear about what it even is that you're looking for. Because again, energy flows where focus goes. So like if you're just like, I want a man, the universe is going to be like, well, here's one. Here's Fred, who just has whatever traits that the universe wants to serve up. If you are very clear about what you desire in a person, the universe knows where to flow that energy. And you're also looking, and your standards raised to where if, you know, Bart enters your life and he doesn't have these really important things that you've set out for yourself, you're going to be like, I don't want Bart. He doesn't have a secure attachment style. So you can get rid of Bart pretty quickly. You know, a flip side of this, and again, from a place of total self-love and kindness and compassion, we have to take the flip side of, okay, here's my list of traits that I want to manifest in a beautiful man. What kind of woman is this man going to have the best and healthiest relationship with and be attracted to? You know? And to begin to emulate those traits within ourselves. And that is going to be perhaps a little bit of an amorphous process where it's like, do I need to go to therapy? Do I need to start implementing some really healthy daily rituals in my life? Have a gratitude practice, a compassion practice, take care of my skin, take care of my health, all the aesthetic stuff, take care of my diet. do yoga every day, things that also like ground our nervous system so that we are not looking to a man to soothe our frazzled, dazzled nervous system, right? So yeah, I see a lot here about getting really clear about what we're manifesting in a person. Getting really clear about the type of person that we want to be. And not just in order to attract a good man or whatever, like the person that we want to show up as in the world, man in our life or not, And what is that going to take from us over the next little while? What needs to go? What habits need to go? Deep soul work that we're doing. Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. This is so cool. Beep, 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 beep. So deep soul work, because when we're talking about love, like I'm just going to assume that we're talking about like the person that we want to marry, right? That is not a small thing. That is a huge part of our life. The people that we surround ourselves intimately with have an immeasurable impact on us and our lives. They, alter the course of our lives. So this is really important work here when we're talking about love and romantic relationships. It's not the most important thing in the world, but it's pretty important, And chances are, if you're resonating with my content lately, there's been a lot of stuff about love, because this is where my focus is at the moment. And I'm sure that these messages are resonating with who they need to resonate with. And I don't know about you, but I've found this many, many times over the years that nothing else in the world, nothing else in my life triggers up more of my wounding than romantic love situations. So, to put that in its most positive and productive way, this kind of stuff can bring immense healing, because it shows me where my healing still needs to be. It shows us where we are wounded so that we can do that work. So, Seven of Wands, Knight of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see somebody in here who is, oh, man. That's a heavy message. So what I see here is somebody who craves intimacy and romantic love more than anything else in the world, but also fears it more than anything in the world. And whether consciously or not, kind of fights it away. Will do everything they can to manifest it in, but holds their heart so closed, and even might find themselves fighting people off. And this might be in really subtle ways. This is not always, this energy doesn't always look like this, where you have your wand and you're batting people away and getting in physical fights and all this stuff. It could look very much sneakier than that, where You might even observe yourself doing this and feel helpless to stop it. This could look like picking little fights with your partner, trying to control them, criticizing, demeaning, belittling, emasculating people subtly. Or, it could not even look like that. It could look more like avoiding intimate conversations, avoiding conversations about the seriousness of the relationship, wanting to just have fun, wanting to keep things simple, wanting to just see where things go, for months and months and months and months. While really what you're doing, if you shine the light of conscious awareness, what you're doing is keeping a person at arm's distance from you. And this is a heartbreaking energy. And I definitely have related with this over periods of my life where it's like, I want nothing more than to be in a beautiful, healthy, happy, romantic relationship. But I also deeply fear intimacy, perhaps because I'm afraid of being hurt, perhaps because my inner child has been told stories like, you are unworthy of love. If somebody learns about you and really finds out about the real you, they're going to run away. Things like this, really deep, cutting wounds in ourselves. So of course we're going to grow into adults that fear intimacy. If you still hold that story somewhere within your soul that you are intrinsically unworthy of love, and that if people find out about the real you, they're going to run away, they're going to disown you, they're going to abandon you, why wouldn't you run into relationship issues? So this is really deep, heavy personal work that I cannot tell you exactly what to do about. This is things that you're going to have to rely on your own inner wisdom, your own intuition, your own relationship with God or whatever higher power you hold. This is... Hi! I'm live. We love it. So this is really serious work that is at the end of the day between you and yourself. What stories are playing out over and over again in my love situations? This takes a lot of self-honesty, a lot of self-compassion. Sometimes it takes time and distance and quiet to really get down to this stuff. And I can't tell you what that's going to look like for you. To get really in there and understand where this energy comes from. So what we're talking about right now is this message came up of someone who craves intimacy and romantic love and connection more than anything in the world, but whether consciously or unconsciously fights it away or deeply fears it or holds their heart shut. And the Knight of Swords, the appearance of the Knight of Swords here, along with this message, tells me, yeah, exactly. This is really the the business that has just been coming up over and over again in my own healing journey. In every video that I make, it's been like really deep work around themes of romantic love. So the appearance of the Knight of Swords here tells me that there is something piercing through. There is an awareness that is coming through. We cannot heal these patterns until we start to shine the light of awareness on them. And it's starting in the mental realm. It is a whole body, soul, life, God, self, community. It's a very holistic situation that we're talking about here in this healing our romantic stuff. But it's starting to pierce through the mental realm where you're like, okay, I'm starting to get revelations around, whoa, you know, I mentioned it a couple videos ago where I had this sudden realization about somebody I thought was my twin flame 3 years ago. Literally just got over this dude like 5 days ago, but it wasn't until another guy came into my life who reminded me of him where I had this sudden mental realization of like, this guy felt like home to me when I met him 3 years ago because he reminded me of my unstable primary caregivers. He wasn't home, he was familiar to my wounded nervous system. That is why he felt like home. And here I am for 3 years watching tarot videos. Oh, he's coming back, he's coming back, he's coming back. All these titles of tarot videos driving me nuts. No. He felt like home. Hi, welcome. So like, it's that energy where it's like, oh my God, I just got this sudden realization in my head of like, what's going on here? Maybe a memory from your childhood will come up that makes something make sense in your current romantic life, where it's like, oh my God, I remember that time my dad left me at the carnival and I was by myself and I was running around and I felt so unsafe. And now like I don't know, it's just an example. Like, and now I've sought a man to make me feel safe my whole life. But this, and I want to wrap up soon because I got to go, but like, I think that this is the perfect thing to wrap up on that just entered my head, where it's like the kind of perhaps counterintuitive thing, the counterintuitive law of the universe here is when we can provide our own safety for ourselves, we can learn how to provide our own fulfillment, our own nervous system grounding, our our own beautiful, full, delicious, healthy life. That is exactly what attracts the type of man that we're looking for. That is exactly what attracts the protector and the provider and the healthy, securely attached man. But we can't be looking for it from a place of lack. We have to be looking for this protector, provider, safe, secure, securely attached, healthy man from a place of providing all these things for ourselves. Because that is exactly the thing that is going to attract that kind of man. We do it for ourselves, and a man finds us and goes, damn, this woman don't need me, so she's not going to tug on me and suck the life out of me. I want to provide for her. I want to protect her. I want to be around her because she's got her own thing and she's got her own health and her own safety. And a man is magnetized to that kind of energy. That is that's it. That's the mic drop moment on the end of this reading. It's like, what we are looking for in a man, we must provide for ourselves, and that's exactly the thing that's gonna pull exactly the kind of guy that we want in to us. So drink water, get 8 hours of sleep, do your little subliminals, give yourself a bathtub, and relax, because it's all happening perfectly. Everything that you're doing right now, everything that you're searching for on tarot videos and all these things, it's all already within you. And being able to protect your inner child, yourself, is exactly what's going to bring that provider in, and it's going to make the relationship last, and it's going to make the relationship healthy. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching live. And thank you for watching whenever you find this, because whenever you find this is when it's meant for you. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.